to an exciting episode of Fandom Fights. I got a good one for you today. We have rookie James Puckett, fresh off a loss to Abel on their quest for the title, so to speak, going up against Matthew Chen. Matthew we haven't seen since he lost to who is shaping up to be his nemesis in Fandom Fights, Mark Brzakala, in round number 1 of the tournament. Both very good players, both having very decent years, James in his rookie year, so I'm excited to see them go head-to-head. I think we're in for a good possible surprise. So let's see what the players have to say in the promos, and then we'll get in the match.
Sup. Basically, here's the thing. Matthew's part of one of the best teams in Fandom this year, who's been in a number 1 contenders match, and James hasn't. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Matthew, how about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited to see how we do today. But
Manners maketh man. Let's play.
There's a lot of things that Matt has done that I haven't, so let's play, yes.
Short, sweet, and honest. I appreciate that. But without further ado, we'll get right into round number 1. Here's how round number 1 is going to work. We're going to have 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer, and at the end of 15 seconds, we will say pens down, at which point each player will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 1? All right, then. Your first question, coming at you momentarily, will be in the category of Marvel. The question is, in Kick-Ass, who fights Frank D'Amico one-on-one before Kick-Ass blows him up with a bazooka? So I used to do this on 2 computers. I used to have like this computer for the camera, and then I'd have another computer with the questions. That computer is dead. I buried it. So now I'm using my phone, which is much more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to James.
I don't know. Power Girl.
And Matthew.
Big Daddy.
Both, unfortunately, incorrect. We're looking for Hit Girl. Hit Girl.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
But with that, we'll move into the second question. It comes in the category of Disney live action. The question is, who plays Elizabeth Swan in the Pirates of the Caribbean series? I've spelled the word Caribbean wrong my entire life. I don't think I've ever spelled it right. Even in this, I don't know if it's spelled right. The R's and the B's, there's too many of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, we'll go to Matthew.
Keira Knightley.
And James.
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley is the correct answer. Point apiece as we get to the third question, which comes in the category of YA. The main city where the films take place is surrounded by a giant wall in every film in which YA franchise? I'm not a YA anymore. It took me a minute to realize that. I think I'm just an A at this point.
I might be an OA.
Oh, that's okay. We're all moving on. Life, fine. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to James.
Is it the Maze Runner?
And Matthew.
Divergent.
Divergent is the correct answer. So Matthew will take the 1-point lead. It's 2-1. As we get to the next question, which comes in the category of Alien versus Predator. The question is, what part of the Predator's body does Mike Harrigan cut off, which the Predator has to heal himself in Predator 2? I said it a couple of times. Obviously, this franchise was new to me once we added it to Fandom. I don't love the Alien series. Kind of a fan of the Predator series. Which is weird, because normally it's the opposite, I hear. But whatever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew.
I said arm.
And James.
That arm as well.
Arm is correct. Point apiece. We'll get to the next question, which comes in the category of James Bond. What nickname does the Bond girl Jacinta Johnson go by in Die Another Day? This movie's ridiculous. There's nothing about this movie that makes any sense, but that's okay. It's awkward because he did die another day in a later movie. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I guess he had time to die there. Anyway, James.
Is it Jinx?
And Matthew.
Jinx.
Jinx is the correct answer. Keeping pace, it's 4-3. Just move to the next question, which comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. Name both people who have composed an MCU solo Doctor Strange film. I don't want to talk about Doctor Strange because I don't want to give anything away, but Dr. Phil is a person. My friend would like to be Dr. Phil, but like better. His name is Paul. So if you see a Dr. Paul in the future, that's where it came from. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew.
Michael Giacchino and Danny Elfman.
And James.
Yeah, I only got one of them. I put Danny Elfman and James Horner.
Matthew is correct. Michael Giacchino and Danny Elfman. So Matthew takes the lead, or widens the lead, 5-3. As we get to the next question, which comes in the category of DC. In Batman Begins, how does Joe Chill, the man who killed the Waynes, die? I feel like you're just asking for your kid to be a criminal. If you name him Joe Chill. If there are any Joe Chills out there who are not criminals, I apologize for my last comment. But, like, you get it. Little. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go. I forget to, so we'll say James.
Shot.
And Matthew.
I said Falls.
Shot is correct. So James lessens the gap. It's 5-4. As we get to the next question, which comes in the category of Mission Impossible. Ethan has who come to the same opera as him while he is on the run in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation? Never really thought about this, but doesn't rogue meaning like, that means like to leave your nation, like you're going rogue. So how can a whole nation, I feel like if they stay together, like they're not really rogue, you know? Scully just face palmed, but that's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew.
I said Benji.
And James.
Luther.
Benji is correct. So Matthew regains that lead. It is 6-4. As we get to the penultimate question, which comes in the category of fandom quotes. The question is, which Marvel film features the quote, "No one laughs at a master of quack fu"? We'll get answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and I'm sorry, everyone. I'll go to James.
Howard the Duck.
And Matthew.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck is correct. Tim laughed at that one. Interesting. But anyway, I finished all my water for the rest of the match. I'm trying not to laugh there. Anyway, all right, your final question comes in the category of Star Wars. The question is, in The Phantom Menace, what happens to all the droids when Anakin blows up their command ship? You never know. Someone might not have known Howard the Duck was a Marvel film. They'd be like, what the hell, you know? But if you do know, it's kind of, yeah. Where else would they say that?
By the writers of Temple of Doom, I think.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's Willard Huck and Gloria Katz.
Well, that makes me sad. I know the first guy directed it, but yeah, that makes me sad. Anyway, because I like Temple of Doom.
Or maybe they directed
5,
I mean, hearing that quote, it's such a great quote, right?
Pens down. We will go to Matthew.
I said they shut down.
And James.
Shut down.
They shut down is correct. So, very high scoring match so far. Matthew's in the lead 8 to James's 6. But anything can happen as we get into round number 2. Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 8 fandom categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you'd like to check down to multiple choice, in which case it will only be worth 1. And be on the lookout as stealing is available in round number 2. Your categories on the wheel today are Pixar, Disney Animation, DreamWorks, Marvel, Star Wars, Horror Icons, Star Trek, and Scores and Soundtracks. With that being said, Matthew, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer to James?
What's the score again? Sorry.
It is 8 to 6.
Okay. I would honestly just let him go first.
Okay. Yeah.
Take a couple of the bombs off the wheel for us.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Alrighty. So, James, this will be your first spin. Lands on Scores and Soundtracks. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
I'll spin again.
Alright. We'll have to keep what it lands on this time. It is Opponent's Choice. So, we'll bring back in Mr. Scully. Would you like the categories again?
Yeah, let's see him again.
Righty.
Do you want to maybe give him horror icons?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Either horror
So
icons or Scores and Soundtracks is fun way, but I feel like horror icons might be better.
Yeah, I would honestly just go horror icons, get that off the wheel, and then see if we can rack up a steal or 2. All right, we'll go horror icons.
Alrighty. Sounds like a plan. James, I will be reading you your questions in the category of horror icons assigned to you by your opponent. Are you prepared for them?
Very prepared.
Alright, sounds good. Your first question. Which horror icons filmed features the main killer being brought back to life by a lightning strike near the beginning of the film?
You're asking the horror icon? Repeat the question.
Okay, James, that is your first repeat. The question again. Which horror icon film features the main killer being brought back to life by a lightning strike near the beginning of the film?
Let me get a multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are: is it A, Halloween Resurrection, B, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master, C, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, or D, Halloween 2?
I'm going to go C.
C is correct for 1 point. All right, your second question. Who directed Halloween Kills?
May I get multiple choice?
Yep, your multiple choice options are: is it A, David Gordon Green, B, Samuel Bayer, C, Marcus Nispel, or D, David Lowery?
Can I hear the options one more time?
You may. Your options again are A, David Gordon Green, B, Samuel Bayer, C, Marcus Nispel, or D, David Lowery.
A.
A is correct for another point. All right, James, your third question. In A Nightmare on Elm Street, who does Nancy see in a body bag while she is dreaming at school?
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are: is it A, Rod, B, Tina, C, Freddie, D, Glenn?
May I hear the options one more time?
You may. Your options are A, Rod, B, Tina, C, Freddie, D, Glenn.
B, Tina.
Tina is correct for another point. All right, James, your penultimate question. In Jason X, what is the only body part left of KM-14 at the end of the film?
His head.
We can accept that for 2 points. Head is correct. All right, and James, your final question. In Rob Zombie's Halloween, young Michael has a pet named Elvis, who is what specific type of animal?
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are: is it A, rat, B, turtle, C, gerbil, D, snake?
C. Gerbil.
That is incorrect. Matthew, chance for the 1-point steal. Your options are A. Rat, B. Turtle, C. Gerbil, D. Snake.
These movies are terrible. I'll go with B.
B is unfortunately also incorrect. We're looking for A. Rat.
Okay.
That was my initial guess. Yeah, I thought it was a Gerbil.
So with that, James gets his score up to 11, working his way through opponent's choice horror icons as we bring back in Mr. Scully and the wheel for Matthew's spin, who is at 8. Matthew, this is your first spin. Never mind. Matthew, this is your first spin. Lands on Pixar. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it.
Oh, okay. Bye, Scully. Bye, Scully. Alrighty. Matthew, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Pixar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Thought I was frozen for a second, but I am
Yeah, I
not.
cut out.
Okay. All right, Matthew, your first question. What Pixar film was directed by Peter Sohn?
The Good Dinosaur.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who is the only toy that belonged to Andy's sister Molly, who goes to Sunnyside in Toy Story 3?
Barbie.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. What is the name of the whale that used to be Dory's pipe pal in Finding Dory? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Multiple.
Okay. Matthew, your multiple choice options are: is it A. Barry, B. Hope, C. Bailey, D. Destiny?
Destiny.
That is correct for 1 point.
And Nick, when you're counting down, so you get to go after one and still say multiple choice after you say one.
Yeah.
So
well, like, as long as before I
thought you were supposed to say
I'm
multiple
having
choice.
some connection issues, so I feel like I might
could
be
tell
a
there
little...
was a lag, and it was kind of like as I said one. It was like within a reasonable amount of time. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was before, sir.
Matthew, do you want to leave and come back? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna leave and come back.
Let's
Just
try
'cause-
that. All right, Matthew, we'll move into your fourth question in the category of Pixar. And the question is, in Soul, what specifically does Joe do to get back in the zone in order to go find 22?
He plays the piano.
That is correct for 2 points. Right, and Matthew, your final question. What specific kind of animal does Mei Lin turn into in Turning Red?
A red panda.
And that is correct for 2 more points in the end of round number 2. Matthew has gained the lead 17 to James's 11. But anything can happen as we get into round number 3. Here's how round number 3 is going to work. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of fandom fights. Once the players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 3? All right, then. Your first question will come in the category of Star Wars. All right, we'll get bets starting with James.
2.
And Matthew.
0.
All right, your question in Star Wars. In The Force Awakens, who travels aboard the Falcon to Starkiller Base along with Han, Chewie, and BB-8? Never been there, but I hear it's nice this time of year.
It's got a killer climate.
That's a good one. Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with James.
Ben.
And Matthew.
I said Ray.
Finn was correct. So James will gain 2 points. Matthew bet 0, so he will stay right where he is. The score is 17-13. 4-point game as we get to the second question, which comes in the category of YA. We'll get bets starting with Matthew.
I'll go 1.
And James.
0.
All right, the question in YA. What specific kind of outfit does Snow force Katniss to wear during her Hunger Games pre-interview in the Hunger Games Catching Fire? It was a very funny conversation backstage. You all missed it because it got cut out, but just know you missed something funny. Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to James, who bet 0.
Red dress.
And Matthew.
I said a wedding dress.
A wedding dress is the correct answer. So Matthew will gain 1 point. It is now a 5-point game, 18-13. As we get to the next question, which comes in the category of Star Trek. We'll get bets starting with James.
2.
And Matthew.
0.
All right, the question in Star Trek. Which Star Trek film features Kirk using a holographic projector device while riding on motorcycles? While riding on a motorcycle. Apologies. Oh, Scully, I just saw your Joe Chill comment in the private chat. That's very funny. Oh, and topical. I get it. Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew, who bet 0.
I said Star Trek Generations.
And James.
Star Trek B.
Star Trek Beyond is correct. So James will gain 2 points, closes the gap. It is now a 3-point game. Matthew leads 18-15. As we get to the penultimate question in round number 3, it comes in the category of DreamWorks Animation. We'll get bets starting with Matthew.
2.
And James.
1.
All righty. Your question in DreamWorks Animation. Who voices the rat Rita in Flushed Away? I believe if Matthew hits this question, that will be the match. If Matthew misses, I believe we will keep going. That is how math works. Matthew. I apologize. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with James.
Shot in the dark. Meg Ryan.
And Matthew.
Kate Winslet.
And your winner, Matthew Chen. Kate Winslet was the correct answer in a very good match, making it all the way to the penultimate question. This was a great match. Matthew playing very well, especially in round number 1. I don't know how often Matthew's got 8 in round 1, but he's definitely on a killer year right now. And James keeping pace with Matthew was also very impressive. You don't want to hear from me. Let's hear from the players who just played in the match. They probably have more interesting things to say than I do. We'll bring in our unfortunate second place finisher, James. James, listen. Not only did you hang with Matthew, who has played in a team's contender match, who's sort of on a roll in terms of singles go, you also got opponent's choice. While he basically got the category that everyone pretty much knows he's strongest at. So it was basically an opponent's spinner's choice situation, and you still were able to carry the match all the way to the penultimate question in round 3. So, James, you played very well. This is unfortunately the last time we'll see you in singles for the year.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the match and the year overall in your rookie season?
No. It was fun. I did this on a dare. I'm not really a geek player. I don't know the films very well or the genres really. So I know some, but definitely not like a lot. And so it was just a fun time to play and hang out. And yeah, Matt played his butt off. And whether you get the category you want or not, you still got to answer the questions. And he did. So kudos to him.
Very true. James, I'm curious because we've only seen you in singles this year. Would you ever consider joining fandom teams with one of your fun DMC friends?
Totally. Yeah. I would. I've been super busy the last couple of months, and I'm gonna be very busy the next couple of months as well too. So it's kind of hard to do it now, but maybe a little bit down the line, yeah, and I'll have maybe some more time to like study and stuff too. But I'd love to.
Awesome, man. Well, that sounds fun. We love having you. You're great. You've played very well. And yeah, we appreciate having you around. Congratulations on a well-played match. And we'll see you next time. As we bring in our winner today, Matthew Chen. Matthew, you're back at 500. Evened out your record a little bit. You had a pretty even record in singles and a great run in teams this year, and your team's run isn't over. This is the last time we'll see you in singles, so you must be happy that you get to end it on a high note. But overall, you played great. You played top-notch. Fantastic scores in round 1, sweeping round 2, and playing round 3 just the way you needed to. So, Matthew, how are you feeling about the win?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling great. I feel like, especially with like my most recent matches, it's just like I feel like I've had some really tough luck, and so today I'm really happy about 8 points in round 1, and then able to get picks. So I really helped, and I think we bet really smart in round 3 because like the ones I bet 0 and I missed, and so I think it worked out.
Yeah, totally agree. Scully, thoughts on Matthew's performance?
It's just what the doctor ordered for Matthew. This is a way to get him back on the horse in singles after going out in round 1 of the tournament. And he just continues this momentum he's had all season long. He's really establishing himself as one of the most improved Fandom players out there from the start of the season to the end of the season now. I think teaming with Jack has been a big help for that. And I can't wait to see what Matthew does next in singles and what he and Jack do in teams.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And I think I've said it before in another match of yours that from where you started to where you are now, huge difference. Everyone can see the improvement and the work you put in. So, Matthew, congratulations on the win. And we will see you very early next year. Don't know who you're going to play yet, but it'll be somebody. Obviously. Matthew, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next year. And thank you to all of you for watching this incredible Fandom match. Be sure to check out all the others. We got a ton coming out. We have officially started the Fall Teams Tournament, so that is happening every weekend, as well as some singles matches and some leading towards the title picture. So it should be exciting. Check out all the matches. Thank you to Scully. Thank you to James. Thank you to Matthew. And congratulations to all on a well-played match. And we'll see you next time on another exciting episode of Fandom Fights.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.